good morning. It's Sunday morning, isn't it, Paul?
It is.
It's Sunday morning. I'm Richard.
I'm Paul.
And this is...
Sunday Chat.
Oh, it's quite sedate this morning. It's rather early.
I feel quite quiet today. Yeah, I feel quite quiet today.
And it's gloomy and dark, and we're in October now. And it's been raining.
It's been raining.
Non-stop.
Yeah, it's been incessant, really.
It has. And it's not been nice rain, has it?
No, it's been wet.
It's been horrible rain. It's not been the kind of rain where you get gaps in the clouds and there are beautiful blue glimpses of searingly gorgeous sky. No, it's flat and grey.
Yeah, it's very flat
and grey.
And wet.
And wet. Damp is in the air.
We did have a splash of sunshine. A splash of sunshine.
It was nice. I enjoyed that. Splash.
We did have a splash of sunshine a short while ago, and I thought, oh great, after we've done Sunday Chat, be able to get on and do a few things.
That's like a tongue twister. A splash of sunshine a short while ago.
Yeah, that was about 5 minutes ago. Moved on. Yeah. But no, it's gone to grey again. So, yeah. Yesterday we had our Saturday social at the community gardens. And in fact, it was the last Saturday social with me as chair of the association, because I'm stepping down after 4 years in early November at our AGM, which, if you want to know more about why that's happening, then read our blog, richardandpaul.com/blog.
Yes.
But it was very wet yesterday. It was when I went down. I think it was drizzling, wasn't it? About 10 to 10. Our Saturday socials are normally 10 till 1, and I went down at about 10 to 10, and it was grey and damp, but not raining. It had rained, but it wasn't raining at that point. And a few people came down, and which I was really pleased, because the weather was not great. And we set to on clearing the big pond that we have at our community gardens.
What were you clearing from it?
Leaves that have gone into it. We should actually have a net that goes over the pond, but we don't. So we're going to look at that for next year. But yeah, it needed clearing out. Obviously, we put all the detritus that we took out at the side of the pond, so that anything that is in that can crawl back into the pond. There was still dragonfly larvae in there, which I was quite surprised about. We came across quite a few of those. But then it started raining.
Yes.
And boy, did it rain. I mean, it really, really chucked it down. And it just got to a point where I think the four of us, the four down there, we were all drenched, even though we had waterproofs on. And it was like, right, time to go home and cut this short and have a cup of tea. And that's what we did, and that's what I did. And I came home and we had a coffee, didn't we?
We had a coffee. I popped to the chemist because I needed some aspirin.
Yes, you did pop to the chemist.
And I got wet as well. I did.
So yeah, that was yesterday, and then it just rained and rained.
It's getting greyer as we speak. Darker shades of grey moving across. What was that? Was it a bird or a leaf? What? I was commenting on the view. The view. I thought you'd finished.
I have finished, yeah.
Well, why are you sat there with your arms folded like some petulant child? Really? Anyway, Paul, what are we talking about today? What else? Have we got a list? We've got a list. Got a list.
It's been a really... I think the reason that I'm quite quiet today is because it's been a really unusually challenging week. There's been my work week is usually sort of planned out, and this week, it's really been sort of turned upside down with various things that needed to happen. One of my clients needed a whole host of adverts to be booked and to go out to appear this weekend, and they weren't just national; they were local adverts as well. So there were lots to get done. Another client sorting various things out for her at the moment. In fact, it's for Earth's sake. It's a shopping list. We're starting a satellite shopping service so that people can drop in a sort of group shopping in the morning and then pick it up later in the afternoon. So effectively they put an order in the morning. And
why is it called a satellite?
It's called satellite because it's for villages in the surrounding area. So there is one person who organises it and is effectively the satellite that does all of the organising in the village and then comes and does the shopping. We do all the bagging and shopping and individually accounting for each individual household shop, and then that person comes back and takes it back and distributes it in the village. And it's really a way of ensuring that the services and the goods and products in For Earth's Sake can be accessible to people who may be less mobile or not have a car, or who actually don't have a shop in their local village and they can only use public transport.
And if you don't know what For Earth's Sake is, and you're thinking, what the heck is that? What are they jumbling on about? For Earth's Sake is the plastic-free shopping experience in Cranley in Surrey that's run by a friend of ours.
Yes, the lovely Vanessa.
Vanessa Ford, also theatre producer.
Yes.
Actress.
Yes. That's how
entrepreneur.
That's how she and I met.
Eco-warrior.
She and I met, good over 20 years ago, I think now.
And if you'd like to see more on that story, go to the video For Earth's Sake, A Store is Born, parts 1 and 2.
And 3.
3. I think, is there a third?
I think there's 3. Yeah, there's 3. There's definitely 3.
Is that?
There's the opening.
Go and have a look.
Yeah.
Go and have a look.
Is it a playlist?
I'm not sure.
It should be a playlist, shouldn't it?
Should it?
Yes.
Should it, Paul? Really?
It would be good if it was a playlist. We're going to come on to that word should.
Indeed we are, in our new mini-series, The Power of Language with Richard and Paul. Coming later.
Yeah.
Now, in a minute.
In a minute.
In a minute.
Yeah.
Don't switch off.
No.
So, we want to say congratulations to Carol Ann.
Yes.
On the occasion of your wedding.
Is it Carol Ann and Simon?
Carol Ann and Simon.
I think it may be.
I think it is.
I think it is.
Not sure.
But they got married yesterday in Australia. They're members of Planet Vegetaria.
So congratulations, Carol Ann. That's all we wanted to say. We don't want to give Carol Ann's life story away.
We don't know it anyway. And also to Elaine and Tim, who are plot holders at the community gardens, and they got married yesterday as well.
Congratulations.
So
thank you.
There was a wedding in Melbourne, I think, and a wedding in Australia.
Paul, we've said congratulations. That's all we need to say on the matter. Thank you very much. It's been a frustrating week for me because of computer issues. I talked about this on the live show. And, I'm pretty good with computers. We've grown up with computers. We've been using computers since we were sort of...
early teens.
Well, no, I think younger than that.
No, I got my ZX Spectrum when I was 11.
Yeah, but we had sort of electronic toys and things before
that.
that.
Yeah, and watches with red displays.
So we've grown up with technology and we're fairly good with computers. I mean, we're not programmers. We don't write code. But we can fix our issues quite successfully usually.
Yeah, and think around a an issue as well. It may be this, it may be that.
Yeah, you kind of get used to troubleshooting and think of the things that something, is blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And, sorry, I can't even think this morning. But this issue that I've been having is to do with the automatic update of a program, a cloud-based program that I use to edit these videos with. And because of this update that's happened a couple of weeks ago, I'm getting a continual interruption in the service of the program. And I've chatted with the technical support people. And I don't know about you, but when you're fairly experienced with computers, you tend to kind of know when an IT person knows what they're talking about. And you can also see when they proxy into your machine how they work. And I wasn't inspired by this particular set of IT people who kept throwing different ideas around as to why the program wasn't working, when I've already seen online that quite a large number of people are having the same issue. So it's clearly an issue with the manufacturer of the program. And what it boils down to is that my computer is now actually 8 years old. But yeah, 8 years old. And actually I've maintained it really well. I have. I've looked after it really well. I've not filled it with rubbish. I've not,
Well, you've used it specifically for
music
and
photography,
videos.
and video.
And that's it. Yeah.
But I think it's just got to the stage where unless I actually do all the Windows 7 updates, which I haven't been doing because the last time I did that, it affected the program I used to make music. So anyway, computer issues, who'd want them? Frankly, because they are tedious, boring, and take far too long to supposedly resolve. So my issue isn't resolved. I have to face up to the fact that I probably need to get a new laptop in order to run new updates of this particular program that I use. There we go, frustrating and potentially quite expensive, but please don't get the wrong impression. I'm not asking it for any money.
No.
I don't want any money for equipment. Please don't even consider it. It's very kind of you to think that way, but please, honestly, we've got money put aside for those situations. But thank you anyway.
I've had issues with my tablet that I use on a regular basis as well. It just won't go past the startup.
You've got to send
page.
it back, haven't you?
And again, it was a similar
Repair.
situation. I explained exactly what was happening to the people online. And then they came back and said, try this, try that. And I went back and said, I've tried all of that already. That's why I'm contacting you. And then they said, reinstall this, uninstall that, reinstall this, do that. And it was all what I'd done like 6 times already. But I did exactly what they said, because I thought maybe I've missed that single step that is absolutely essential to do this. So it's being sent back for a repair, and hopefully they'll be able to sort it out for me.
Great, let's hope. Because the thing is as well, I'm going to be keeping my old computer.
Well, you do the music
because I do my music on that, and it's perfectly great for that. So I'm not going to be getting rid of it, but I need a machine that works video flawlessly and smoothly without any hassle, really. I think too many people throw things away too quickly.
Yeah.
We live in this sort of replaceable society. Well, it's got to change, because we can't keep doing that. We can't put all the precious metals that have been used that have been mined from the earth, essentially, have been used to build your machine, we can't be throwing those things back into the earth because they won't be mined again.
Well, no, but they get stripped out, don't they? If they go to the right recycling
That's
centres,
what I'm saying.
they get stripped out.
People don't do that though.
No.
You know, if you're going to recycle something, it's got to go back to a recycling centre that is going to do the work.
And not sit in a drawer or a cupboard for years on end. Because that's another thing that people do.
We're just as guilty as
we've got
that.
several mobile phones that actually are... I think I've still got a BlackBerry
reused.
that I last used 12 years ago, sitting in a drawer. And actually that should go back for electronic recycling.
I've got some lovely mobile phones.
Yeah.
I've got a Razr, Motorola Razr.
Yeah, but why did you move from those phones? You must have moved from them for a reason.
Because you were offered upgrades.
Yeah. You
That's
see,
why.
we don't. We
on
also
contract.
We also, for our phones, we are SIM only now.
Yeah.
So we don't go for
Contract.
we go for a SIM only contract rather than
Yeah.
a mobile phone and SIM contract.
So you can buy any phone. That's
Yeah.
the thing. You're always locked into that particular phone, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were paying over the odds. And of course, the thing is that when it got to the end of the time that you'd paid fully for that phone, you would continue effectively paying over the odds.
You must be able to unlock a phone with software.
You can unlock phones, yeah, but it's more about the fact that you get tied into something and
Can't get out.
and then it's not can't get out, but when you get to the end of having paid for a phone, your phone contract should then go down by, let's say, 20 or 30 or 40 pounds a month to compensate for the fact you've paid for that phone.
Yeah.
But that's not what
No,
happens.
of course not.
The company wants you to carry on paying that because that's more money to them. I mean, our SIM only deals are sort of around £10 and £14, and
we can use data in Guernsey,
yeah, we can use data in
which we
Guernsey.
couldn't on contract.
No,
I couldn't.
you couldn't under contract, but under the SIM only one that we've got, we can use data when we go and see mum.
Anyway.
But I think it's important, you do check these things out because, 20 quid in your pocket and our pocket, I think is better than 20 quid in a corporation's pocket.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
Because we've gone on far too long.
Yes,
now.
I think we have. Yeah.
Even though people want us to go on far too long and want us to waffle on, apparently. And then some people complain that it's too long. Really? Can't please everybody all of the time. That's
No.
the problem, isn't it, my darling?
Yes.
Yes. Shall we take a little break and have a drink? I think we
Yes.
should.
Maybe a cup of tea.
Let's have a cup of tea. Nice cup of tea. There, we've got a tea now, haven't we? Lovely tea, a herbal tea.
We've got a lemon tea.
It doesn't look like very lemony to me. It looks
It
rather
smells it.
dark. Oh, it's like lemongrass.
Oh, and it's from Sharon, so thanks very much for
Oh, it's
Sharon.
one of Sharon's.
It's one of Sharon's. It does say it's zingy and zesty, so I'm hoping that
It is.
that'll give me a little bit of
Bit of a boost.
yeah,
A boost.
bit of a boost. You've got a bit of honey in yours,
Oh, you gave me honey.
just a little bit.
Very refreshing.
It does smell lovely.
So, Paul, what's your favourite words this week?
My favourite words. Well, my favourite word earlier in the week, we've already done.
Which one?
It was bunt.
Bunt cake.
Bunt cake. Our friend Jane did a fantastic bunt cake, or fantastic cake in a bunt tin, and I do love that word. And again, it's a Fenella Fielding type of word, isn't it?
Bunt.
It
Bunt,
is.
bunt, 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 bunt.
So it's a vanilla Fielding type word, but it's always been a word that has brought a smile to my face. I don't know why, but it always
What do you
has.
mean you don't know why? It's quite obvious, isn't
I
it?
know, but when I was even 4 and 5, I mean, I always thought bunt looks a bit like bottom, really. Do you remember there were those rings?
Like bottom.
There were those rings that people used to sit on, those sort of compression
For
rings
hemorrhoids.
for hemorrhoids and things, and the bunt cake tin always reminded me of that. So it always
Surely
made me
it's more
smile.
like bum.
Well, yeah, there's that as well. Yeah.
Anyway, that brings me on to the power of language with Richard and Paul. Now, I was thinking about words, and I was thinking about words that I don't like, words that potentially have negative connotations. And we've talked about this before, because this is something I used to talk about when I was a coach. And the 2 words that I've chosen this week that I feel have negative connotations are the words should and need. Why is that, Paul? Why do you think?
I think it's because they're words that mean you should be doing something or wanting something, and actually it may not be in your best interest to be doing that.
Well, I think for me, should is almost like an obligation, you know. And when people say that, you know, you should do something, it's like they're enforcing this obligation onto you and not respecting your decision-making thought processes. Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, you know, I'm a grown adult. I know what's good for me. You know. Do you know what I mean? Need is an essential thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Plants need sun.
Yeah.
Plants need water. So saying to somebody that you need something, you first of all have to question them and think, well, is it an essential thing for me in my life? And very often the answer is no. It's not an essential thing for me. So I think they're really interesting ideas around how everyday words can be quite negative.
But
What? But what?
that's my word I don't like.
Really?
But I think but also has negative connotations. Can't speak. And it's
In
a
what
word that I try not to use unless I actually mean but. When you're saying something, I think I must do this, but I can't. But can come across as a negative, especially in writing. And I always prefer to use something like therefore or because or something like that, because but implies that there is a negative to doing something. You should be doing this, but.
Really?
I don't like the word but. I prefer to use, and in fact in all my copywriting, when I do use the word but, I think very carefully about whether I should use it in that instance.
It doesn't necessarily make it a negative word.
No, but it gives it a negative spin. I remember at school we were always taught to think about the words and think whether certain words were better than others. And for me, but has many other words that can be used in its place.
Well, yeah, I mean, but takes you into an alternative space, doesn't it? But that could be an opportunity.
It can be an opportunity, which is why it should be used in the right place.
No, I mean, we are not saying that these words should be eradicated.
No.
I'm not saying that. Think about the context that you use these words in.
I mean, I've been dieting most of my life. I've always been large, and then I go through diets, and some people say to me, "Oh, you should try this diet, or you should do this, or you should do that." Actually, I know what works for me. What works for me is smaller portions, so portion control, and exercise. Those are the things that work for me. So the things I should do are portion control and exercise. Things that I shouldn't do are these faddy diets that come along every so often. In fact, I think there's less of them coming along these days than there used to be. No? Maybe I'm just not reading them anymore. Maybe I've switched off from that. Yeah,
it's interesting.
Should and need. But need can also be a positive word. Very often people say, I need to get a new TV, or I need to get a new phone. Well, do you actually mean you need to, or do you mean that you want to? And in that sense, want and need are something that need to be balanced.
Need and want, it's the eternal thing, isn't it? Needs versus wants. Need is necessity.
Yes.
It is an essential thing. So that's the way we have to question ourselves if we're using that word with an object or equipment or something that is essential for our existence.
We need water.
We need water to survive.
We need
food.
Sustenance. What we don't necessarily need is that slice of cake. Or
we don't need that 42-inch television.
Yeah.
We don't need that new smartphone. We don't need that new computer unless it is essential to our working day.
Yeah. I mean,
really.
Coming back to the laptop, I have a computer upstairs, and I purposefully bought a computer that just did sort of admin work, because that's what most of my work is. It's admin work and advertising and marketing. So I need emails, I need Word, I need to be able to process large PDFs and large images, but it's mainly I don't need a powerful computer. But to do the videos, you need a more powerful computer.
Relatively.
So actually, that is a necessity for us to have something that can edit these videos, because in an efficient manner. I mean, I think what you're saying is that it does work. What you've got at the moment works, but it takes so much time to do it, and also you don't have certain things that you want, effects that you want to use that you can't use.
Yeah.
But so we need something, because if we don't, which we are, and again, don't need assistance on this, if we don't have that, there won't be videos. It could be as simple as that. So.
Well, there will be, but in terms of taking things where I want to take them, for example, I can't do any kind of colour correction or add anything special. For example, if we're going to do something for Christmas, we would not be able to do the green screen. So anyway. And Halloween. But hey, that's another story. So what are we eating today, Paul?
I don't know.
No. We got soup for lunch?
We don't.
I thought we did.
No, we don't.
We ate it.
We have some leftover baked beans that we're going to add a can of soup.
Homemade baked beans.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We're going to add a can of soup to those. And we have some bread. So that is our lunch.
Lovely.
This evening, I don't know.
No.
I do know that this week I'm going to be making the pumpkin and pearl barley soup.
Oh, Vivi's. A la Vivi.
Yeah, which we mentioned on Friday live,
Yes,
but
we did.
I've never seen it. It's an old one of hers, but I've never seen it.
I think we did see it.
I don't remember.
Yes, we did.
Anyway, I'm going to be making that.
Anywho, I think that's it. I think we're going now.
Well, we've got a lot of thinking to do on the plot, haven't we?
Yes, and I've got to get this edited on a cranky old machine. Okay.
So we'll do plot talk next week.
We'll do what next week?
Plot talk. Updates on
Plot talk, not plot tour.
Plot talk.
I thought you said tour.
No, talk.
Yeah, we've done that already. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you very soon for another instalment of Whatever We Fancy. Thank you, bloody thank you, for watching, and we'll see you soon. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye for now.
And bananas.
Thank you. Thank you, bloody thank you, bananas. Bye.